Black business matters, and it's been hurt routinely by government. I am Mark Stewart. I am the anti-government candidate. Not that government is itself bad, but when it expands to areas where it shouldn't be, it hurts us, and it hurts blacks in particular. Blacks who would like to have a small business. Example, there are many talented women in Hartford who are good at braiding. I remember at age 12, Shaniqua, she was able to braid girls' hair in all sorts of good, talented ways. I'm certain she did it safely. If my niece wanted to have African-style braiding, I would bring her to Shaniqua, whether she had a license or not. Yet what does the government do? Require a license, and with it, many hours of education that someone like Shaniqua already had on her own. She runs rings around kids who are in the classroom for 100 hours, but they require 500 hours, and you have to pay for it. This keeps people, talented people, from going into the business. Who does it help? Established hair-cutting firms that are already in the business. Government hurts black businesses that are all kinds of endeavors. Mom and pop clothing store, fitness center, sporting equipment. They have high regulations. Target, meanwhile, established, doesn't. And in this COVID era of governor and Department of Public Health shutdowns, look who has been a huge beneficiary. Target, Walmart, online firms, shipment firms, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, the heads of Apple. They've done great over the last 6 months. Meanwhile, many black businesses have had to close because of government. Let's say you want to try to start a business now. It's hard. There's regulations. There's building codes if you want to have a retail establishment. So, African Americans often, they have to put it off. We then have them work for the man instead of working for themselves. Now, I don't think government officials are here to try to hurt blacks, but they give more loyalty, more fealty to the establishment, which is not yet black. And the establishment runs the government. And when the establishment businesses tie into government, they make alliances that force other newbies out. So there is a solution. Reduce government power. I trust Shaniqua more than I trust bureaucrats to really decide whether the braiding salon standards are safe or not. You know what? They're deciding based on maybe some memos paid for by industry professionals, not Shaniqua, the big established industry that would like to keep the young newbies out or like to employ them at very low wages to only be able to work for them. You want to raise black power? You do it by diminishing government power. Because what blacks can do individually and as groups blows away what most people can do under government restrictions. Now, the progressives who run the government will say, well, but during COVID, we gave people checks, and that was a lot of money for a lot of black people. Yeah, but in the process, people lose dignity. When they sit around, get a check, but don't work when they want to, that is a loss of dignity. It's also a huge reliance on one government teat. And yes, that expands the power even more of those in government. It's conservatives who believe in dignity, and black dignity matters. Ask conservatives whether they like checks to support people or people supporting themselves. We're in the corner of individuals who want to uplift themselves. And in case you have a family member who's still not in that corner, it's probably because she or he has been dulled by a decade or more of government largesse, rely on only us, will barely take care of you, but you won't be able to uplift yourselves. It's conservatives who want to uplift those who are not doing so well now, irrespective of color. But I personally love when underprivileged, and right now that's more often black, when the underprivileged flourish. I'm here to help. Conservatives generally are here to help. Please do not listen to progressives that have their own agenda first and make African Americans into tokens. I'm Mark Stewart. Please pass this along.